I got a forward from a friend about a particular vegan activist, and I don't even want to mention his name because I don't want this to turn into a personal fight or something.
You didn't mention my name, Chateau, because you wanted to chat shit about me behind my back and not have me respond to you. A Sadhguru-loving YouTuber has called me out on her channel. She's been getting real upset with my videos about Sadhguru, so she just had to come out and just set the record straight. Let's take a look at what she said, and let's respond.
There are a couple of vegan activists who are calling Sadhguru fake because he did not say the dairy industry should be stopped while answering to a question, and also he made some jokes.
What a wonderfully played down version of events regarding Sadhguru and his ultimate disregard for animal lives. Sadhguru has embarrassed people publicly for questioning him on the dairy industry. He's encouraged people to put animals to work, otherwise they'd get sent to slaughterhouses, so we have to keep breeding them and keep working them, right? Because that's logical. And he supports Jallikattu, which is basically Indian bullfighting. But yeah, that's just, making a few jokes and not talking about the dairy industry properly, right?
If you follow Sadhguru and try to understand what he says, one thing you must have noticed, he always says if you run after finding what is right and what is wrong, you won't find an answer. Because there's nothing called absolute right or absolute wrong. All we need to do is be conscious and do what is needed.
The wonderful world of these mystics and gurus where morality is subjective. There is no right or wrong. Just do what's needed. If someone feels they need to punch you in the face, well, according to their subjective morality, that's totally okay. It doesn't matter if according to your subjective morality that's not okay, because according to theirs, it is okay. Just put your hands up and block yourself. Do what is needed. What this attitude basically means is that you can never do right and you could never do wrong. You just accept everything as it is. It's standard woo-woo guru advice that makes people so fucking famous because it tells you that whatever you're doing is the right thing and that you can't be wrong. It requires you to change absolutely nothing about yourself or what you're doing. Any of your actions, it requires nothing to change. All you have to do is sit there, think about things, accept everything, and be happy. Sounds great, right? Because actually telling people certain things are right and certain things are wrong makes them not like you very much. And then the big bucks, they just don't come in, do they?
I'm not against veganism, but the way some vegan activists approach as if they're the absolute right and everyone else who disagree with them are evil.
I'm not against people who stand against child abuse, but some of these anti-child abuse activists act as if not abusing children is the absolute right and everyone else is evil. But I'm gonna guess that Chateau wouldn't agree with that point. So funny how that logic changes when humans are brought into the equation. It's almost like they don't value animals' lives. Who would have thought that?
Especially there's a vegan activist YouTuber who says Sadhguru is spreading the message to his millions of followers to continue animal abuse.
Who could that be? Oh my god.
He's funding and encouraging others to fund animal abusive industries like dairy industry. Well, these are big words. Just because you have a YouTube channel doesn't mean you can say anything for views.
I don't just say anything for views. I call out bullshit. I expose truth to get an important message out. And unfortunately for you, in this case, your cult leader Sadhguru has been the focus of a few of my videos for his bullshit that he is spreading about animals and his anti-vegan messaging.
Sadhguru's Isha Foundation does not sell any dairy product on an industrial level.
That sentence started pretty well. They don't sell any dairy products on an industrial level. You notice how it got a little bit quieter towards the end there?
Do you have any proof to show that Sadhguru funds dairy industry?
You just gave us the proof, Chateau. The Isha Foundation sells milk. They are part of the dairy industry. That is the dairy industry. The industry that takes milk from cows and buffaloes and sells it. That is the definition of the dairy industry. And I guess what you're saying is the industrial dairy industry isn't the same as the dairy industry you take part of, and what Sadhguru doesn't support that? Is that what you're trying to say here? Let's imagine I agree with you. Let's imagine for a second I agree with you that the way you do dairy is better. I don't agree with you, but let's pretend I do. You're telling me Sadhguru only buys it from there. He only consumes dairy from there. So when Sadhguru travels all over the world giving his talks to all these people, you're telling me he's still consuming dairy products from the Isha Foundation? No, he's consuming dairy products from the industrial dairy industry. And even if he wasn't, even if he was buying every single dairy product from the Isha Foundation, Isha is part of the dairy industry because it is manipulating and using the bodies of animals for dairy milk to sell. You may not be working with the likes of Amul, but you are still part of an industry that breeds and uses animals for profit.
The cows here in the ashram are kept in a way how cows were kept in old traditional homes. Even today in my village home, we have cows, and the activists say making cows work is cruel. Well, if we don't make the cows work, then they will end up in the slaughterhouse.
Well, you can tell someone's been brainwashed by the cult of Sadhguru when they literally repeat Sadhguru's words, word for word, and pass it off as their own opinion.
The only other option is slaughter them. So we think it's better to milk them rather than slaughter them.
You're saying they're treated well, the animals in your Isha Foundation are treated well. So does that make it okay to breed animals into captivity to use them for their bodies if they're treated well? Is that okay in your book, that it's an okay trade-off then? Just like ancient slave traders, you know, as long as they were treating the slaves well, then what's the problem with slavery? It's okay, right? The nerve of these fucking people really gets me. They breed these animals into existence, then they say they need to make them work, and if they don't, they'll end up in a slaughterhouse. Therefore, the solution is to just keep them working. I guess we'll just have to keep milking them and keep making them work for us. Gosh darn it. How convenient. Or, here's a really interesting thought. You could just, I don't know, stop breeding them into existence? Stop using them as a business model?
Even in Hare Krishna, they keep cows like this. So according to you, the whole Indian spiritual community is fake.
You're referencing the things that people did, 5,000 years ago as an excuse to justify what you're doing in 2021? And you think that me questioning the relevance of what Hare Krishnas did 5,000 years ago means I'm saying the whole Indian spiritual community is fake? Let me explain why Chateau is doing this. Chateau's audience is predominantly spiritual people. People from the spiritual community, and predominantly people from the spiritual community who are in India. If she makes a claim that someone is saying the entire Indian spiritual community is fraudulent or fake, what do you think happens? She gets showered with love and support, and the person she's arguing against? Well, they get immediately dismissed. Clever tactic, Chateau. Clever, but obvious to anyone with half a brain.
Today's animal farming industry and GMO or genetically modified organisms, these are the results of science, not a result of the spiritual way of living.
Oh, so science is the enemy now, right? A Sadhguru follower that dislikes science? Why isn't this a surprise?
Sadhguru often just mocks science. He says that, oh, scientists don't know shit about what they're doing. They make mistakes often. They admit they're wrong. They figure out that they don't know how things work and they don't know what to do. But we yogis, we knew all along that things were this way.
Darwin's theory of evolution is only 152 years old. Adiyogi spoke about this over 15,000 years ago.
We always told you, the yogic systems always insisted that the microcosm and the macrocosm are made the same way.
Modern agriculture and GMO are the results of the largest population of humans the world has ever seen, and the need, and a lot of time just the desire, for cheaper foods to be available faster and in higher quantities. I agree that there's an issue here, but the issue is with the rise of consumerism, the soaring population, and poor distribution of food. The issue is not science, Chateau.
In my personal experience, I have at least 3 friends who could not continue to be truly vegan for more than 4 years, especially girls.
Wait a minute. Let's break that sentence down for a second. I have at least 3 friends who couldn't go vegan for more than 4 years, especially girls. So does that mean 2 or 3 of your friends were girls and that's why you said especially girls? Or like what? What? That sentence makes no sense. But look, yeah, since we're sharing stories, we're sharing anecdotes, let me share a story. Over the last few years, I've made probably at least 1,000 friends who couldn't continue living whilst abusing animals anymore. They went vegan for life. Our stories have a similarity because I'm also mainly talking about girls. It's been especially girls, in my experience, who've been going vegan. You see how these little anecdotes and stories don't really mean anything? Anecdotes and stories aren't substitutes for actual evidence. You know vegans can be 100% healthy.
But on the other hand, I have another friend who cured her obesity by turning into a vegan and with the practice of intermittent fasting.
I'm glad to hear that your friend was able to turn her life around by eating a plant-based diet. That's really nice. But please be aware that veganism is not a diet. It's not a health fad. There are fat vegans, thin vegans, unhealthy vegans, healthy vegans. Veganism is a stance against animal abuse. It's not a diet, but with a well-balanced plant-based diet, you can be 100% healthy as a vegan.
I think the main problem is animal farming exists because there's a demand in the market. And you just cannot forcefully change people's food habit. Only transformation on an individual level can make a difference. And that is what Sadhguru is doing.
Demand in the market is definitely a core issue of what we're dealing with, and changing people is absolutely necessary. Changing attitudes, changing minds, ridding the world of human supremacy is extremely important. We have to encourage people to respect animals and stop treating them as lower than humans simply because they look different. Sadhguru may be doing this in some ways, but in other very important ways, he definitely isn't. He advocates for the consumption of dairy products, he advocates for animals to be worked like slaves, and he supports Jallikattu, which is, as we referred to earlier, is Indian bullfighting.
I think veganism is an extreme option. It's gonna take time to establish itself.
You think taking a stand that animal abuse is wrong and refusing to contribute to the breeding, enslavement, and killing of animals is extreme?
But at least we should appreciate how many people Sadhguru has turned vegetarian just by self-realization.
I'm sure Sadhguru has convinced people to reduce their consumption of meat in one way or another at some point, but it doesn't mean he is beyond criticism. Although he may have done some good work at some point, he's also caused a lot of harm to animals through his advocating for the dairy industry, working animals like slaves, and the promotion of Jallikattu. No one is beyond reproach.
I got a forward from a friend about a particular vegan activist, and I don't even want to mention his name because I don't want this to turn into a personal fight or something.
You didn't mention my name, Chateau, because you wanted to chat shit about me behind my back and not have me respond to you. That's the real reason, and that's okay. Alright, don't worry about it. Not one of you is willing to come onto my channel for a discussion about my criticisms of Sadhguru. You'd rather just leave a load of abusive comments and chat shit about me instead. In my previous videos, I received many comments of people trying to tell me that I should reach out to Sadhguru, to talk to him personally, to actually reach out and have a conversation with him. In my last video on the topic, I did just that. I said at the end of the video that I would like to speak to Sadhguru, and what happened? I was mocked and laughed at and accused of trying to use Sadhguru for fame. Clearly, neither him or his followers like you actually want to face up to the criticisms that I'm bringing up.
There's also a video mocking Sadhguru followers for using bad words in the comments. Well, let me tell you, not all Sadhguru online followers are meditators. There are many people who just love Sadhguru by watching his videos. And just because a bunch of Sadhguru followers uses bad words does not make Sadhguru fake.
Another wonderfully simplified, downplayed version of events. It's not just bad words that I'm receiving from these people. I've had threats of violence, I've had emails, private messages, thousands of comments calling me all sorts of colourful names, as well as accusing me of a range of nasty, nasty things. And no, this doesn't automatically mean Sadhguru is fake, but you'd expect a spiritual guru to inspire people to be compassionate and understanding and to only attack and defend themselves when necessary, and if they were going to attack, to only attack in a productive and calm way, not to angrily threaten anyone they disagree with.
By going through that vegan activist YouTube page, I found there's hardly any genuine positive content to inspire people to choose veganism.
Well, I guess that depends on how you define inspiring content, really, Chateau. See, to cut through the bullshit in modern day in 2021, where social media is a literal shit show of millions and millions of posts and videos and opinions and advertisements, distractions, a complete mess, to cut through all of that with a message about veganism, something that people don't really want to talk about, you need something special. Controversial topics that include famous hypocrites, engaging in street outreach and debates and online debates, all of these things get viewed and shared at a higher rate. All of these ways can be useful to get a powerful message about the animals across. You don't have to agree with my strategy, many people don't, but don't be offended when I say I couldn't give less of a fuck if you do agree with it.
Like I said about that first Indian animal rights activist, who at least makes some positive content to inspire people to choose veganism. But this vegan activist YouTube channel is more like a gossip drama channel. Like he's going to expose all the hypocrites on the planet who are not genuine.
Firstly, yes, I am going to expose every single hypocrite on the planet who isn't genuine. I'll be doing this on my channel until I finally die, and I guess by then I will have exposed every single hypocrite. Regarding the claims about my channel being a drama channel and Arvind Animal Activist's channel being an inspirational channel, because that's who she's talking about, by the way, Arvind Animal Activist, go and check out his channel, great activist. Arvind has 30.4 thousand subscribers. I have just over 7. When you've amassed a following as large as Arvind has, less controversial content is going to perform much better and is going to get more people engaged. You already have a solid following of enough people for YouTube to consider that video successful, so they'll pass it on to more people, so you'll get a more successful video if you have more followers to begin with. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Smaller channels like mine, we have to do things a little bit of a different way because we don't have enough of a core following for YouTube to identify that this video is being watched. Even if all of your followers watch the video, it's still going to be lucky if YouTube pushes it to more people outside of your subscribers. Small creators like me, we need to put out standout videos that stick out from the crowd, videos that forcefully gain attention. And anyway, by the way, take a look at Arvind's most popular videos. All of his most popular videos are the ones where there is controversy, where he's used exactly the same tactics as I have used, which actually proves my point. Chateau, let's get down to the bottom of this. The real reason you're singing the praises of Arvind and talking shit and talking down about me is because Arvind is Indian and I'm an evil white Westerner who doesn't know and doesn't understand Sadhguru and doesn't understand Indian culture, right? That's pretty much what it is, isn't it? I think you need to leave the xenophobia at the door and grow up a little bit.
And one thing is very clear to me, he's attacking Sadhguru again and again just because of views. Because all his other videos hardly gets any views. Only the Sadhguru formula is working.
Considering you're someone who claims to ignore negativity, you seem pretty excited about talking shit about someone's YouTube channel. Funny how that works, eh? The performance of my average video is like 1 to 2,000 views and I'm putting out 3 videos a week more or less. I'm seeing significant growth and continuous growth on the channel. To be honest with you, I'm pleased. I'd like it if it was growing faster, but it's growing, you know? I make videos about animal rights and veganism because I'm passionate about animal rights and veganism. I'm against animal abuse and I'm passionate about it. So reaching the maximum amount of people is the goal. Occasionally, one of my videos, it exceeds the goal that I have in place. It exceeds expectations. You have to take a look at what worked and you repeat it. And unfortunately for you in this case, the videos that have included calling out Sadhguru's bullshit and actually other leaders like Eckhart Tolle, Sam Harris, and other celebrities, these videos perform much better because of the celebrity status of these individuals in question. So if I can get a moral message out to more people by calling out the hypocrisy and the absolute ridiculous shit that some of these idiot celebrities say, then I'm absolutely going to take that every single time. Sadhguru isn't special, okay, Chateau, trust me. Others are getting the same treatment. I've got 2 videos on Eckhart Tolle, I've got more to come, and I'm going for Buddhist spiritual leaders too. He's not alone in this, he's not special. He's just one of many of these spiritual idiots who's chatting shit about the animals.
So it's my request to all the Sadhguru followers, please stop sharing his content.
It's my request to all of you Sadhguru followers, please continue sharing my content.
Anyway, there's only like 1 or 2 points that he has to say and he's already running out of content. So now he wants to collaborate with Sadhguru. Wow. All the best.
You see the little smirk there, the little sense of smugness? How naive of you to think that you could request the almighty Sadhguru respond to his criticism. Peasant, how dare you request the almighty Sadhguru speak to you, you worthless, you small, insignificant ant. You are nothing to the almighty Sadhguru. As I said earlier, if you make a video about Sadhguru and you don't reach out to Sadhguru, his followers will say, reach out to Sadhguru. If you make a video about Sadhguru and you say, Sadhguru, I'd like to speak to you about this, his followers will mock you for trying to speak to Sadhguru because you're not worthy, I guess, to question the cult leader. Welcome to the cult of Sadhguru. Thankfully, Chateau, there is plenty of Sadhguru's bullshit to talk about, and there is plenty of content to be made about the bullshit that he says. So I'm not going anywhere just yet.
And let me be very clear, this is going to be my first and last video discussing this topic because I'm not here to put someone down or win an argument. I'm gonna go with Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. There's no need to win an argument.
Not here to put someone down, she says after a 5-minute video of putting someone down. Of course, you're not willing to engage any further on this, just like Sadhguru isn't, and just like most of his followers aren't. Look, Chateau, you clearly have a lot to say about me and my opinions and my channel, and you clearly have a lot of issues with my views on Sadhguru. Rather than running away from this and pretending like you didn't want to fight and pretending that you're just a little innocent here who's just done a nice little video and just, oh, but I didn't come here for negativity. Come on, drop the shitty act and stand by what you've said and stand up to the response. Come onto my channel for a live stream. We can talk about this rationally, calmly. We can have a discussion. no bullshit. I'm sure we're going to agree on many things, to be honest with you, and we can get to the bottom of this whole disagreement that we have in a calm and productive conversation. Email me at itsdavidrams@gmail.com and we can set it up. If you haven't seen my videos exposing Sadhguru's nonsense, you can check them out here and here. That's 2 of them that I'm sure you're going to enjoy. And if you enjoy my work, do consider contributing to it so I can do more of it. Click the link in the pinned comment to check out my Patreon team and what that's all about. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.